As we dive into the aftermath of the NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers find themselves at a crucial juncture in their journey toward a successful season. With whispers and speculation about potential trades and roster adjustments swirling around, the real question emerges: can the Packers effectively fill the gaps left after the draft? I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. The Packers entered the draft with specific needs, and while they made solid strides, there's still a palpable sense of unfinished business. Out of their 6 picks, 4 were dedicated to fortifying the defense, a clear indication that they are fully committed to transitioning from Jeff Hafley's system to Jonathan Gannon's. This marks a significant shift in philosophy, and the hope is that these new defensive prospects can elevate the team's performance on that side of the ball. However, let's not ignore the reality of the situation. With only 2 picks allocated to the offensive line and special teams, the Packers have left some vital positions unaddressed. Jaeger Burton may bring versatility and talent to the offensive front, but let's face it, the depth on the line remains a concern. Right now, Darian Kinnard stands as the most experienced backup, but behind him lies a sea of question marks. Should Kinnard face any setbacks, the Packers could find themselves scrambling to patch together a cohesive offensive line. And speaking of unaddressed needs, let's turn our attention to the running back situation. Despite the drumbeat of speculation suggesting a need for a fresh face in the backfield, the Packers opted not to draft a running back at all. This decision leaves us questioning the depth chart, particularly following Emmanuel Wilson's departure. Chris Brooks is currently slotted in as the number 2 running back, yet there's a nagging uncertainty surrounding the group overall. The absence of a new draft pick suggests the Packers have faith in Marshawn Lloyd overcoming his injury woes. But let's be honest, if that gamble doesn't pay off, the team could be in trouble. It wouldn't be surprising to see the front office make a move for a veteran or a change of pace back to complement Josh Jacobs before the season kicks off. Now, let's shift gears to the quarterback position. While Jordan Love has firmly established himself as the starter, the question of who will back him up looms large. Love has missed at least 1 game in the past 2 seasons, and while Malik Willis made waves as one of the hottest free agents this offseason, ultimately signing with the Miami Dolphins, his absence leaves a void. The Packers did not draft a quarterback, but they took a chance on Kieran Drones. An undrafted free agent from Virginia Tech. Drones has the opportunity to step into the competition for the backup role, which at this point is wide open. Currently, Desmond Ridder, who joined the team late last season, holds the number 2 spot, but this is another area where the Packers might look to bolster their options before the regular season begins. The NFL Draft serves as a critical tool for teams looking to build depth and address needs. In the case of the Packers, while they've certainly made strides, the depth chart raises some eyebrows. The starters are in place, but the question of how well they can withstand the rigors of a full season remains. General Manager Brian Gutekunst has a knack for filling out the roster, and the upcoming free agent period from training camp until the season opener offers a golden opportunity for the Packers to solidify their ranks. As we continue to analyze the state of the Packers, it's clear that while they've made progress, the road ahead is fraught with challenges. The team must remain vigilant in their efforts to address these gaps, whether through free agency or further roster moves. Let's keep an eye on how they approach these pressing needs as we transition to the next critical story surrounding the Packers. As we dive deeper into the world of college football and the upcoming NFL Draft, all eyes are on the potential star power of the 2027 class. Leading the charge is none other than Arch Manning, the highly touted quarterback from the Texas Longhorns. With his lineage linked to Super Bowl legends Peyton and Eli Manning, and his impressive stature at 6'4" and 219 pounds, Manning is already being labeled as a front-runner to go number 1 overall. But before we jump on the bandwagon, let's take a closer look at the narrative surrounding him. FanDuel Sportsbook has Manning as the favorite to land, the coveted top pick, and early projections from Tankathon have the Miami Dolphins poised to select him first. But while the hype is palpable, it's essential to approach this with a dose of skepticism. The last 2 drafts have shown us that the landscape can shift dramatically. In 2026, the Raiders took Indiana's Fernando Mendoza, who had a fairy tale season culminating in a Heisman Trophy and a national championship. And yet, he was not even considered the top prospect at the start of that season. ESPN analysts had him slotted as the 6th best quarterback before the whirlwind of his breakout year. Let's not forget Cam Ward, the top pick of the 2025 draft, who was also an afterthought in early speculations. Many experts had projected Georgia's Carson Beck to be the #1 selection, but the reality is that Beck's career took a different turn, landing him at number 65 overall after transferring to Miami. These examples serve as a reminder that the expectations surrounding Manning may not hold firm as the draft approaches. Arch Manning has put up impressive numbers during his tenure at Texas, racking up 4,650 total yards and 50 touchdowns over 3 seasons. His ability to handle pressure is remarkable, as Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian noted. He praised Manning's resilience amid the scrutiny he faced, stating that most players would have crumbled under such circumstances. This speaks volumes about Manning's character and mental toughness, 2 vital traits for any quarterback aiming for the NFL. However, while the potential is there, Manning has room for improvement. His completion rate stands at 62.3%, which, while decent, trails behind Mendoza's impressive 68.6% accuracy over his college career. This is an area where Manning must show growth if he is to solidify his position as the top pick. As we look ahead, the 2027 quarterback class appears to be highly competitive. Oregon's Dante Moore and Ohio State's Julian Sayin are also in the mix and have garnered significant attention. NFL media's Daniel Jeremiah recently expressed his belief that he would take Moore over Manning as the top quarterback for the upcoming draft. This only adds to the intrigue as we assess Manning's future prospects. The excitement surrounding Arch Manning is undeniable, especially for Longhorns fans and draft enthusiasts alike. However, let's hold off on etching his name into the #1 slot just yet. The upcoming season will be crucial for him to prove he can not only maintain his trajectory, but also elevate his game to meet the lofty expectations already being placed upon him. As we transition into our next segment, the conversation about Manning's future and the upcoming draft continues to unfold. Stay tuned as we explore more about the ever-evolving landscape of college football and its implications for the NFL. As we delve into the latest happenings surrounding the Green Bay Packers, there's a palpable buzz stirring among fans regarding potential trades and new player acquisitions. Speculation is rife as we inch closer to the trade deadline, with whispers of possible moves that could reshape the team's roster. It's a critical juncture for the Packers, and as devoted supporters, we must keep a keen eye on what unfolds. Now, let's shift our focus to the performance of the team thus far. The Packers have shown flashes of brilliance, but consistency has been an issue. The offense has struggled at times, and those struggles were evident in the recent outings. Quarterback Jordan Love, while showing flashes of potential, has faced growing pains that are typical for a young signal caller. He's made some impressive throws, but has also been plagued by turnovers that have stalled drives and left fans scratching their heads. It's a mixed bag, and while we can defend Love's talent and capability, we must also demand more from him moving forward. Fans, where are you watching from? Join the conversation in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts on Love's performance and how you feel about the team's trajectory this season. Now, as we look at the rest of the roster, it's clear that the Packers have some talented pieces, but depth is a concern. The injury report has not been kind, and key players have missed significant time. The front office needs to be proactive in addressing depth, especially in crucial positions like wide receiver and the defensive line. With the playoffs on the horizon, the Packers must bolster their ranks to make a legitimate push for a deep postseason run. One name that's being tossed around in trade discussions is that of a veteran wide receiver. The Packers desperately need a reliable target for Love, someone who can stretch the field and create separation. If they can land a proven playmaker, it could take some pressure off the young quarterback and open up the offense. However, it's imperative that the front office carefully evaluates potential trades to avoid overcommitting assets for short-term gains. As we analyze the defense, it stands out that while there have been moments of brilliance, there have also been lapses that have cost the team dearly in tight games. The secondary has been a mixed bag, with standout performances from players like Jair Alexander, but also instances of coverage breakdowns that have resulted in big plays for opponents. The coaching staff must emphasize discipline and fundamentals during the practice week to shore up these issues. Let's not overlook the fan reaction on social media. The Packers faithful are passionate, and they have voiced their frustrations as well as their hopes. Many are calling for a more aggressive approach in both trades and game planning. There's a sense of urgency that resonates throughout the fan base, and rightly so. The expectations are high in Green Bay, and the fans are not shy about expressing their opinions. In closing, this season is a pivotal one for the Green Bay Packers. With the trade deadline looming, the decisions made in the coming weeks could define the team's fate heading into the playoffs. We must remain optimistic, but realistic in our expectations. Let's rally behind our team, support the players as they navigate through their challenges, and hope for strategic moves that will strengthen the roster. Be sure to subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comments about the Packers' prospects as we move forward. What trades do you think would make the most impact? How do you feel about Jordan Love's development? Your voice matters. Let's keep the conversation going as we support our beloved team on this journey.